Okay. Okay, so Karthik is there, Mehtab is there, Dipesh is there, Ramya is there, Srishti, Amrita. Okay, great. Yeah. So how are you doing? Amrita, how are you? Yeah, Srishti, how are you?
Hello, sir. How are you? Good morning.
Good morning. All good, all good. हाँ कैसा चल रहा है पढ़ाई?
सब सही चल रहा है.
Very good, very good. Yeah. Where are you located?
I had gone to Bombay for a while and then I've come back to Delhi again.
Okay, currently you're in Delhi.
Yes.
Uh, could you cope up with the studies?
Yeah, I had to take a break in between because I was also preparing for my GRF simultaneously, no? So for that.
Okay, great. Ramya, how are you? And where are you located? Ramya, am I audible to you? Okay. Trusty, how are you doing? Where are you? Patna?
Good morning, sir.
Good morning.
Yes, sir. I'm in Patna, but I'm planning to shift to Delhi in January because of college.
January for the
Yes, sir.
college. Okay. Okay, great. So, guys, we'll keep talking in between, but let me introduce the agenda. This is about the ethics and integrity paper 4 that has been introduced in UPSC mains examination. Okay, the paper 4, GS 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. So paper 4 is unique in the sense that it tests your or evaluates your ethics and integrity, or you can say the OLQs, that is officer like qualities. How UPSC intends to test those qualities through a written paper and also later on in the personality test. So this paper was introduced with the objective of assessing the moral fabric and the attitude of future civil servant. I don't know the fallout or the outcome, because it has already been tested since 7 or 8 years, and we could see those yet to see that corruption-free bureaucracy. But this has really like what to say, the objective was really futuristic, and whatever could be done at younger age, that was introduced. So through this paper, UPSC tries to understand the attitude, the competency level, and those OLQs which are desirable in a civil servant. See, IQ is one thing which has already been tested through your prelims and all three papers. But those EQs, those emotional quotient, or those aspects of behavioral competency, those have to be tested through written plus the viva. So in written, they have given 250 marks for GS paper, where there will be two sections. So I straightway come to the composition of the paper. Uh, I am not prepared any PowerPoint or something. It was something informal I wanted to convey. You must have gone through the papers, the past papers. So I think you know how it appears and what they try to give in the exam. So it is like two sections, section 1 A, section A, and section B. Section A, there will be what to say, the theoretical and those definition based questions or quote based questions, where they ask you what do you understand by these terms and what it implies to you. So that is section A. Section B is like based on your theoretical approach, the application of those principles or those moral standards or moral principles or school of thought which you have like learned in paper, section A. Those will be applied in section B, that is the case study based approach. So section A, around 12 to 13 questions, 120. Yeah, Kanika, let me come in. Yes, Kanika, come in. Kanika. Okay. So 250 marks total, 120 and 130. So sometimes they give 130 in section A, or sometimes they give 130 in section B. I think nowadays they are giving 130 in paper A, section A, that is those theoretical questions, and 120 marks in section B, that is the case studies. The biggest problem while dealing with this paper is the time limit and the word limit. So if you go through the paper, I think you must have gone through. So anybody, can anybody tell me how many words you are supposed to write in 3 hours? Yeah, anybody? How many words are you supposed to write in 3 hours in paper 4 GS? Yes, Kanika, how are you? Amrita? No? Srishti? I hope I'm audible to you guys.
Yes, sir, clearly audible.
Okay. So if you calculate based on the previous papers.
So is it around 2 to 3,000?
No, it is 4,000. In paper 4, it is around 4,000 words you are supposed to write in 3 hours. Now see, 4,000, 3 hours, 12 to 13 questions in section A, and 6 questions, big questions, in section B. So that means it is something like the quality of your answers, picking up good words, vocabulary, and demand, like addressing the demand of the questions. So it is a big problem to manage the time. Many people don't get desirable marks despite having good knowledge. Because of only this reason, they are not able to complete this paper. Okay, they are not able to complete this paper, because what will happen if you will start writing, or you will start from section A, section B will be the disadvantaged section. If you will start from section B, that is the case studies, then section A will be the disadvantaged section. So now you have to balance both the sections. Here, like I keep telling my students, or I have told earlier also, see what happens, like the examiner will start evaluating your answer sheet right from the first question. So if you give good like 3-4 questions initially, the tone and mood will be set. So you have to be very smart and intelligent how to like compromise and where to compromise in your the word limit and in your speed. So now I hope till now everybody is clear about sections. Section A, that is the definition based theoretical questions and quote based questions, and they try to ask you what does it mean to you, those type of questions, or elaboration of certain quotes given by the philosophers or the thinkers. So that is section A, 12 to 13 questions, 10 marks each, and 150 to 200, 250 is the word limit. Got it? Section B, 6 questions, 250 around word limit, 20 marks per question, and it will be a lengthy case study. It will consume time while reading it out and trying to get the inference so that you can answer the questions. So section B, 6 questions, 20 marks each, 120 marks. Section B, case studies. Section A, theoretical questions, definition based question, quote based questions, and it will be of around 130 marks. So section A 130, section B 120. Total 250 marks, 3 hours. Word limit is approximate 4,000. There is no negative marking. There is no what to say the model approach. It is if I'll say I'll put things in very right context. It is all about your man ki baat. I always say it's man ki baat. Now, how pure or ethical is your man? That is your moral competency or your moral fabric that you will try to write in your papers. So now coming to how to approach or how to address both the sections. Now अगर मैं पूछूं कि क्या निकल के आता है यहाँ से कि सबसे पहले क्या करना चाहिए, सेक्शन ए और सेक्शन बी? एनी गेस?
Sir, section A.
Why?
Sir, definition और थोड़े वो philosopher thoughts तो याद ही रहते daily life के.
Okay, Dipesh, you tell me, how are you?
Fine, sir. Section A according to me, sir.
Dipesh Soni, how are you?
Fine, sir. Hello.
Hello, yes, I can hear.
Yes, sir. Fine, sir. What about
Okay,
you?
tell me.
Yes, sir. According to me, sir, section A is better.
Section A.
Yes, sir.
Okay, मतलब तुम लोग किसी टेलीग्राम ग्रुप में नहीं हो, इसका मतलब तुम
No,
लोग
sir.
बात नहीं करते हो जो लोग एग्जाम देते हैं, जो लोग वेटरन्स है इस एग्जाम में. हाँ, ओके. कार्तिक.
Yes, sir.
Rajendra.
Sir, according to me, section B is difficult, sir. Why? Because it's to make me one stand for the complex situation where we need to stand on. Section
Great.
A is very easy for if we studied some materials, it's easy for definitions and all. We can try to update it.
Very good, very good. Have you appeared in the exam?
Yes, sir. 2019 I appeared. After that, I entered to JRF. Now this year, 2022, I plan to appear. That only I started preparation again.
Did you write
and
this
revisions.
paper?
Sir?
Did you write this paper in exam? I mean, mains.
No, sir.
have you
Not
given?
2021. I didn't appear, sir. 2022, I will plan to appear.
No, 19. You were saying na 19. Did you give the attempt?
Yes, sir. I give the attempt, but I was
Prelims.
not qualified on prelims due
Good.
to
Good.
that.
Okay, good. So the perspective you should understand. Hina, hi Hina.
Good morning, sir.
Good morning. Where are you?
Sir, I'm now at my home.
Okay, tell me. तुमने तो देख लिया होगा पेपर, पुराने पेपर देखे हैं ethics
सर
के?
एक्चुअली मैंने अभी कुछ टाइम पहले ज्वाइन किया तो मुझे मतलब इसके बारे में ज्यादा पता नहीं है. मैं प्रीलिम्स के लिए ज्यादा पढ़ रही हूँ तो मतलब
नहीं
एथिक्स
नहीं
के बारे में
नहीं,
मुझे
ये तो मैं हमेशा बोलता हूँ, it is not in solo mode. The preparation should be done in integrated manner. That's the reason I try to bring this is the oversighted or neglected part of the exam, ethics part. So I thought let me introduce something relevant for paper 4. So I was asking, have you heard my talk? Like you were there right from the beginning?
नो सर मैंने कुछ 15 मिनट्स पहले ज्वाइन किया है.
So section A, that
इसलिए
is around 12 to 13 questions. Basically theoretical questions, definition based questions, and they try quote based questions. They try to ask your meaning, relevance to you or your life, or relevance to the relevance in the modern context. Those are the questions asked in section A. Section B will be the case studies where a paragraph will be given. You are supposed to like read it carefully, inference, and then you have to answer those questions. UPSCloans.com, please switch off your video. Aditya, switch off your video. Okay, so my sincere advice to you guys, it is not a sacrosanct that you should start from section A or section B, but I always feel comfortable while I started from the section B, that is case studies. Why? Because it is very simple. 6 questions, 20 marks each, 120 straightway. Once you have read the paragraph, it will be easier for you to give the answers to those questions underneath. Third thing, at least you will get something out of 20. There is no negative marking. What will happen in section when you will start from section A? If you are running short of time and you are coming to section B later on, you will be in hurry. You will seriously compromise the quality and the understanding. You will not be able to understand the passages, that is the case studies, and then you will be seriously putting those things not as per the demand of the question. So my sincere request, while you take the mock test, or while you take those, you try to solve those papers, always see like where you are comfortable with, while you start from section A or while you start from section B. My advice to you, start from section B. Again, there is a catch. Why? Because section B is definitely going to consume almost 60% time of your exam. 60%. That means like out of 3 hours, it is something like 100 minutes. Okay.
Yes, sir.
So in that case, what will happen? जब आप switch over करोगे section A पे ना, तो you will be in, I think, hurry. You will be something like 2020. You started with 50 hours or test match, and while coming to section A, you will be in 2020. But if you are thorough with your understanding of those concepts and those definitions, you will straightway putting up those things in your paper. So start from section B and then come to section A. This should be your approach. Now, those 100 or 110 minutes, that has to be calculated meticulously. You have to have a watch over the time. You have to see that, yes, now I have finished 2 case studies, this much the time. 4th case study, this much the time. 5th case study, this much the time. And 6th case study, this much the time. You have to come back to your section A at the earliest once you pass 90 minutes. Means you are compromising on your section A if you have cross 90 minutes, because it's section A, section B. Again, section A will be having 130 marks. So 10 marks more than the section B. Tanuja Pote. Okay. Hi Tanuja, how are you?
I'm fine, sir.
Where are you located, ma'am?
Sir, Chhattisgarh.
Chhattisgarh. Okay, you just joined. Let me give you a brief, the run over. This is about paper 4, ethics integrity, introduced in UPSC mains examination with the objective to assess the moral and ethical fabric of the future civil servants. Why? Because of corruption-free bureaucracy or all India services or civil servants. So this was introduced, and they try to understand your opinion, attitude, your character, behavior by paper 4, 250 marks. There will be 2 sections, section A, section B. Section A will be having theory, definition, court-based questions, 13 questions, 130 marks. Section B will be having 6 case studies, 120 marks. Great.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so now the biggest problem while dealing with this paper is the time limit. I told them that it's around 3,750 to 4,000 words in 3 hours. So you have to decide from where you should commence with. I'm telling you guys, start from the section B. Finish off your 6 case studies, come fast to section A. Now I'll give a mix and match formula here. How will it appear when your answer script coming to an evaluator and seeing your 2020 match in section A, because he will definitely start with section A. You have written very well in section B, that is the test match tuk and nicely decorated, properly pitched and stand off, and then properly made statements in section B. But you were in speed while you came to section A. So here you will be giving the 2020. So now tell me what will be the impression of the evaluator? Will he wait that let me see section B में इसने कैसा लिखा है, or he'll start marking you poor in section A? Karthik, you tell me, you only gave this solution now.
So hello.
Karthik, you got my question? Karthik, not audible. Yes. Srishti, you tell me. Because you will be definitely compromising in quality and in your handwriting, especially handwriting in section A, if you have got less than 90 minutes. Especially after 3-5 questions, because you have to write around 12 to 13 questions in section A. So you will be definitely running fast. So fast that even you will forget to connect the dots sometime. Your grammar will be compromised. Your handwriting will be seriously compromised. Now you tell me, if the examiner is starting from section A and he will see all these things in section A, so what impression he will carry? Will he wait for your section B to arrive? Those are practical aspects I'm trying to tell you guys, because I really thought of transmitting my own knowledge to you guys. Okay, so when I was writing this paper, no, so first time I started from section A. So section B case studies, I think 2 case studies I could not attend. Next time I thought of implementing this formula. I'll start from section B. Again, section A, after 3 or 5 questions, it was something like super fast, and again those quality was compromised. Now then mix and match formula you will have to apply. What? Listen to me very carefully, and it has to be implemented while you take the mock test. Start from section A, attempt 2 questions in section A. Okay, 20-25 minutes, section A. Nicely put your thoughts in a very lucid, crystal clear manner. The best manner in which you can answer the question, try to give in section A 2 questions, first and second questions. Come to section B, finish off your case studies, and come back to section A in last 60 to 70 minutes. Is it a good formula or is it confusing? Sanjeev.
Yes, sir. This is
it
a
good
good
formula?
way. Yes, sir. It's a good way. Like if we will start first 2 questions or first 3 questions from initially, then as you explained earlier, like our handwriting and grammar would not be compromised. So why? Because so firstly we can give the answer and write the answer as per our best. So first 2 to 3 questions, so it will get examiner impression as well good also. So and the last questions will be attempted by in the last 60 to 70 minutes. In that scenario, in that times, our handwriting and grammaticals and something that would be compromised, and our answer and opinion thoughts would not be up to the mark. It can be in an average way, but in that scenario, it could score good mark also.
Yes, yes. So you have to be very, very smart. It's not only what you are writing, it's only what impression you are carrying. And it's a long lasting impression. The examiner should be able to see that, yes, yeah, he has written 2 questions nicely, and he'll make his opinion. Based on those 2 questions, he'll make his opinion that, yes, he seems to be a good, genuine person. Now, in section A, other questions, because you will be in top speed, you will definitely compromise, but he'll understand, yes, he must be in the speed. While coming to section B, he will again see your good work and he will reward you handsomely. So that is my thought process. Try to implement in your mock test and just then see the response. These are the those trial and error methods you can see during your mock examination. You try to put and just see that you are able to finish the paper. That is the first demand. The first demand is to finish the paper, because whatever you will write now, there is no negative marking, there is no concept of zero in descriptive papers. I can give you a guarantee for that, and you will definitely get 1, 2, 5, 7 जो भी marks applicable है, you will definitely get. Okay, so first thing is to complete the paper. Second thing is try to write something in the paper, in the question. Don't leave any question unattempted, especially in case study or especially in your definition based questions. Try to give some practical approach to your questions. Now I'll come to the second point. Till now everybody is at the same platform, I hope so. Am I adding some value?
Yes, sir.
Good. So now coming to the those core demand, like definition, codes, inference, deciphering those codes, relevance to you and to your society, to the nation in the modern context. Those types, they try to ask these type of questions, and obviously the case studies. So I give you the first section approach. So people ask me the book list for ethics and integrity paper. I always say there is no book list. There is no book required as such for the ethics and integrity. It is about understanding this paper and exercising, practicing those values in your day-to-day life. Because what will happen, no? Everybody thinks that यार उसमें कुछ भी लिख दो यार, उससे क्या फर्क पड़ता है. I'm telling you guys will be shocked to hear कि उसमें जो भी लिख दो ना, वो लिखने का जो तरीका है ना, that will define and decide your character. The examiner will come to know how ethical, how morally enriched person you are, or how emotionally intelligent person you are. See, I just ask you a very simple case study. Give me 1 minute. I'm just going to tell you a story, and then I'll ask you what could have been your approach. Okay. Just listen to me carefully. You are the officer in charge of social welfare department, who is responsible for implementing a security scheme, social security scheme. Okay, you are an officer in charge of social security scheme. There are a scheme has been launched where you will provide free ration and free medical facility to the beneficiaries. You are the in charge of social security scheme. Under this scheme, the beneficiaries will be entitled for free ration and free medical facility. There are 3 criteria for the inclusion of the beneficiaries. 3 criteria. One is he or she should be from the disadvantaged section of the society, that means SC/ST. He or she should not have any working or any person to look after. I mean, issueless families. Third is they should be included in the BPL list. Okay, you got my points. There are 3 points for the inclusion. One is the family should be from the SC/ST family, that means the disadvantaged family. There should not be any issue, that means the working person in the family, and the family should be included in the BPL list, below poverty line list. Now the old lady comes to you one day and she inquires about the this scheme, and she tells you that yes, she should be included in the list. While inquiring, you find out that out of 3 those inclusion criteria, she fulfills only 2. That means number 2 and number 3. But number 1 criteria not fulfilled by the lady. Seeing her plight and poor conditions, you are convinced that she deserves to be put in the category. So now, what should be your plan of action? You got my case study? Everybody got my case study? Should I repeat it, or it's okay? You are able to decipher it? Yes, Amrita, I'll start from you.
Sorry, sir, your voice was cracking. I could not hear the question completely.
Okay, let me repeat it. You are the officer in charge of a social security scheme. Okay, you are the officer in charge of a social security scheme. To include anybody in this scheme, government has given you 3 criteria. One is the family should be from the disadvantaged people, that means SC/ST family. The family should not have any earner in the family. I mean, there should not be any earner in the family or working person in the family. Third is the family should have already been included in the BPL list. Now one day an old lady comes to you and she inquires about the scheme, and she says that she deserves to be put in this scheme. On inquiry, you find out that she fulfills only 2 criteria. That means only 2nd and 3rd criteria, but 1 criteria she is not fulfilling. So now, but seeing her plight and her condition, you are convinced that she deserves to be put in this scheme. So now tell me your plan of action.
But sir, she has to fulfill all the 3 given criterias. Then only she can fall under that scheme or category 2, free ration and medical facilities.
Okay, so it's very simple. You will exclude her. So you will not put her in the scheme.
Yes, sir.
Okay, Dipesh. Exclusion 1. Okay, Dipesh, your line of thought.
As per the given situation, I'm a little bit confused right now.
Be a little bit louder.
Hello.
You are the
Hello.
social security scheme in charge.
Yes, sir.
Be loud.
I think I will exclude her.
Exclusion. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Exclude 2. Okay. Sanjeev.
Yes, sir. Sir, as per this scheme, also this scheme is designed by governments, and I will be the officer who will be regularize this scheme. So as per me, I will exclude that lady based on these schemes. Also, later I will send a information to government also. Do include in this type of category ladies in this scheme also, because they are needy, but at the time of the moment I will exclude that lady.
Okay, exclusion 3. Okay, Mehtab.
Yes, sir. As per the situation, sir, I will include her.
Include.
Yeah.
Yes, diversity. Diversity in thought. I was looking for. Great. So inclusion 1, exclusion 3. Srishti, I would love to
Sir,
hear your thought.
yes, sir. Sir, taking two criteria in consideration, I will include her. And for temporary basis, beneficiary will be given. Then later, after documentation process, I will like complete all the criteria. Third,
Okay.
for her.
So inclusion 2, great. Nice to see. Nice to see your compassion and empathy. I was looking for those attributes. Who is left out? Please, Hina.
Yes, sir. Sir, I will include her because she fulfill two categories or of this scheme, so she might be get this
Great.
welfare from government.
So now
But
equal.
if there any provision that if anyone doesn't fulfill 3, she or he might be not get this, so I will exclude. But I think as a human, I should include
Okay.
her. So as a
3
human,
inclusion, 3 exclusion. Great, yeah. Balanced approach. Okay, Pallav Datta,
it is
welcome.
sir. It is depend upon the provision. If government
That is very much clear.
provide this.
That I already told you guys. Very much clear. 3 criteria, and you have to like there is no discretionary power granted to you. Okay, Pallav, how are you? Pallav, can you hear me?
Yes, sir. Good afternoon, sir.
Good
I can
afternoon,
hear you,
man.
sir.
How are you?
I'm perfectly fine, sir. How are you?
Perfect, perfect. Tell me your view.
Sir, right now, sir, like I am here in the offline classes and was just taking the classes. And I got to know that there is this seminar, IS and IRS officers are coming.
Okay.
So,
Okay, so you didn't hear about the case study? I was just discussing a case study with them and I wanted to take their viewpoints. Anyway, okay, not an issue. Who is else? Like Sanjeev. Okay, so 3 plus 3. Aishwarya, yes, how are you?
Hello, sir. I'm fine, sir.
Okay, great. So you joined us late. I won't be able to repeat the case study. We are discussing a case study and I wanted to take the viewpoints. So isn't it quite interesting that you all will be writing like this? Just try to understand the examiner's viewpoint. Now in a case study, you could see 50% viewpoint, like no 50% inclusion, 50% exclusion. Out of 6 expressed opinions, 3 were for inclusion, 3 were for exclusion. Now you tell me how the examiner will know what is the right approach. Yeah, any guess? Is there any right answer? No? Dipesh?
Sir, a proper explanation and stand out on what we are explaining could be a panacea for what we are writing.
Great, great. Now the connecting dots, we miss out. We don't get into the role assigned to us. That is the biggest problem. I started with saying you are the XYZ. Okay. So try to emulate the role and responsibilities attached to that office. You all see these type of things happening in the country on daily basis, isn't it? Any scheme you must be seeing. Social security schemes or welfare schemes, the biggest problem is the, what is the biggest problem? Anybody can tell me? Why we could not achieve the
implementation, the proper implementations are not happening.
Why? How? The biggest problem, if you see Manrega or those.
So that can be because of lack of coordinations.
No.
And lack
no,
of following the.
No. Let me bring a very good point. The biggest problem of welfare schemes are the wrong inclusion and wrong exclusion. That is the biggest problem in any scheme, right from your ration cards or to Narega allocation or any like social, those EWS category, you all know it. 8 lakh government has given the capping of 8 lakhs EWS economically weaker section. Now you see, you will come to know that यार मैं तो इसको जानता हूँ, ये तो बिजनेसमैन का बेटा है, इनके तो बड़ी बड़ी गाड़ियां हैं, 8 लाख रुपए में इसने अपना कार्ड बना रखा है. So problem is with the wrong inclusion and wrong exclusion. That is the biggest problem. Now you have to address this problem, and I have given you the authority to address this problem. 50% Janta told me that they will straightway exclude it. Good. You are going by the rule book. You could be a very good bureaucrat. But problem is such attitude, what will happen? जो हम आज के टाइम में देखते हैं, रेड टेपिज्म, हाई हेडेडनेस, और लोगों को लगेगा कि ये बंदा तो सुनता ही नहीं है. तो ऐसा ब्यूरोक्रेट चाहिए हमें. ऐसा ब्यूरोक्रेट चाहिए कि लोग बोले कि यार बंदा तो सुनता ही नहीं है यार, ये तो किताब के हिसाब से चलता है, एंड इससे तो कोई आशा मत करना भैया. इसको ना तो कोऑर्डिनेशन देना, ना सपोर्ट देना, ना कोई इनपुट देना, ये हमारी बैंड बजा देगा. इसको बस केवल इतनी सी जो किताब में लिखा, रूल बुक में लिखा, उसके हिसाब से काम करता है. ये बंदा ऐसा ही है. Can such that leadership style work out? आप लोगों को क्या लगता है?
No, sir, you are right. I'm very much agreed to the point you have stated here. The flexibility is needed.
Flexibility in your decision making. Yes. Flexibility in decision making. How will it come? When you are compassionate, when you show empathy. In this country, 1.3 billion Janta, 1/3 are below the poverty line. India is a welfare state where we need to have the right attitude of what? Helping people. Civil services name is कैसा दिया गया है, and उसको servant बोलते हैं, public servant. Why we call it public servant? Because you are the implementing authorities, but you are the servants of the Janta. Over the period of time, what happened with this rule book approach? People have become क्या? बाबू, and ब्यूरोक्रेटाइजेशन हो गया हर चीज का, और लोग उसको क्या मालिक मानने लग गए. जनता को लगा कि भैया यही डिस्क्रिप्शन है, मैं चाहूं तो बोल दूं. अभी आपने देखा होगा थोड़े दिन पहले शादी में एक एसपी जाता है या डीएम जाता है और गाली गलौज करता है और लेडीज के साथ बदतमीजी करता है, एंड ऑल दिस थिंग्स. आर यू सपोज टू डू लाइक दिस? यू माइट बी करेक्ट कि रूल के हिसाब से गलत है, आपने एप्लीकेशन नहीं डाला और आपको इतना अलाउ नहीं था, यू हैव नॉट बीन परमिटेड टू होल्ड दिस शो, बट इज इट द राइट अप्रोच? नो, दिस कुड हैव बीन डील्ड इन द बेटर मैनर. मैंने जो शुरू किया था, ऑब्जेक्टिव ऑफ इंट्रोड्यूसिंग दिस पेपर टू सेंसिटाइज द फ्यूचर सिविल सर्वेंट्स, to imbibe into them or impart them rightful attitude. They should be able to connect with the people. They should know कि यार इसमें ना मुझे ऐसा करना चाहिए. समझ में? एक्सक्लूड कर दोगे कुछ नहीं होगा, आप सेफ हो. लेकिन जो मैसेज जाना चाहिए था, वो लेडी आपके सामने मर जाएगी आपके ऑफिस में. मान लो एक ही दिन में मर गई, अगले दिन मीडिया, ठीक है, वो सब कुछ हो। आप घर में आके बताओ ये बात, घर वाले क्या बोलेंगे आपको? यू टेल मी। अगर वो लेडी आपके ऑफिस में मर गई मान लो शाम तक, या कल सुबह वो वहीं बैठ के बोल रही है कि मेरे को इंक्लूड करो, मेरे को फैसिलिटी दो, मेरे को सुविधा दो, यू आर इन डायलेमा यार। If you will go against the rule book, you will be fixed. That I'll come to those जनता who have included. वो थोड़ी देर में मैं बात करूंगा. But for those who have excluded, for them my message is very clear. Would you be tagged as कि मैं strict officer हूँ, मैं rule book के हिसाब से काम करूंगा, and मेरे को कोई मतलब नहीं है, तुम भैया कुछ भी हो, मैं rule में नहीं है तो नहीं काम करूंगा. No, I think हमें एक empathetic, compassionate bureaucrat चाहिए, who can connect with the people, who can look into it, who can feel the pain of the people, and look for alternatives. My intention was to educate you guys about thinking out of the box. Problem with the bureaucracy is that कि अगर हम rule book के हिसाब से चलेंगे ना, तो red tapeism आएगा, हाई-हेडेडनेस आएगी और डिस्कनेक्ट आएगा, डिटैचमेंट आएगा. दैट वी डोंट वांट. ओके, यू गॉट माय पॉइंट. सो जिस जनता ने ये बोला था कि विल एक्सक्लूड, द मैसेज फॉर देम इज टू इनकलकेट दोज एथिकल वैल्यूज इन योर बिहेवियर एंड डेवलप ए compassionate attitude, sensitive, empathy and sensitivity. That those should be inculcated in your approach. Now I come to the जनता जिसने बोला कि will include, straightway will include. सबसे बड़ी प्रॉब्लम यह है कि it will open the Pandora's box. Is it a solo case? Is it a solo case, सृष्टि?
No, sir.
कल को आपने इसको इंक्लूड कर लिया, उसकी पड़ोसी आ जाएगी गांव में, तो 33% जनता बोली ना मैंने, वो सब लोग आके खड़े हो जाएंगे. और अगर आपने एक को इंक्लूड कर दिया, बाकी को नहीं किया, तो हु विल सेव यू? केस विल लैंड अप इन द कोर्ट. हु विल सेव यू? रूल बुक के हिसाब से आपने मैनिपुलेशन किया. प्रॉब्लम विद द करप्शन, यू नो क्या है करप्शन का सोर्स? क्या है? मैनिपुलेशन ऑफ द रूल्स. You will be alleged to manipulate the rules to include someone in the scheme who is rightfully not entitled. Now, who will save you? The court will come heavy on you and there will be allegations of corruption on you. You did with the right mindset, but how will you prove it? Court will ask you, भाई तुमने इसको क्यों इंक्लूड किया? जब हमने आपको 3 क्राइटेरिया दिए थे, तीनों क्राइटेरिया पूरे होने के बाद ही she was supposed to be put in, she was supposed to be included in this scheme. अब आप बताओ मुझे क्यों आपने इसको इंक्लूड किया? What will you say? ठीक है. So this type of crisis of conscience, the conflict of interest, ये सब चीजें आपको सॉल्व करनी है. और वो कैसे होगा? पढ़ते रहो न्यूज़पेपर में जो जो आता है, प्रैक्टिकल अप्रोच रखो. एक तो इस पेपर में यू हैव टू बी वेरी वेरी प्रैक्टिकल. यू हैव टू बी वेरी वेरी प्रैक्टिकल. जो आपको दिख रहा है आज के टाइम पे, जो हो रहा है कंट्री में, उसका आप एक बार लेके आओ. वो सोचो कि यार सही बात है यार, अगर मेरा पड़ोसी जाके खड़ा हो जाएगा तो क्या उसको इंक्लूड कर देंगे? नहीं करेंगे. बट what we should do, जो मैंने बोला आउट ऑफ बॉक्स थिंकिंग, the conclusion I give you. किसी का कोई पॉइंट है यहाँ अब तक की स्टडी में? कोई पॉइंट है? यू कैन डिस्कस विथ मी. ओके, सो यहाँ पे
Sir, sorry to interrupt. I want to know the answer of that. Like in जैसे when it is being asked कि when only 3 criteria were given for the inclusion. Can you hear me? When only 3 criteria were given for the inclusion, then why did you include people only on the basis of 2 criteria? Then how can we manipulate and how can we answer of that scenario and situation?
Yes. So going beyond the rule book is not practical because it will invite litigations. It will open up Pandora's box. So inclusion वाली जनता के लिए ये बहुत मुश्किल है to convince कि हमने include किया based on empathy and compassion. It is not like now just try to understand. Empathy and compassion का मतलब जो है ना वो rule book के खिलाफ जाना नहीं है. People are confused here. They try to give empathy and compassion prime importance over the rules. That is not permissible, legally not advisable or permissible, and it will definitely put you in the thick soup. So exclusion is the right approach, first thing, because you can state the facts that as per the case study given and as per the inclusion criteria, she is not fulfilling all the criteria, she fulfills only 2 criteria, so I cannot include her in the scheme. But this paper or this exam or this what to say, the exam or future IAS IPS officers, we need to suggest the solution also. We cannot say कि अब मैंने exclude कर दिया भाड़ में जाए, क्योंकि ये approach अब तक चल रहा है, जिसके कारण से we are not able to fulfill the objectives of the welfare state. Those schemes, social security schemes, अब गरीबी हटाओ, this PDS scheme ये चल रही है ना बहुत दिनों से, लेकिन we are not able to achieve the targeted objectives. So उसके लिए we'll have to suggest something. Okay, you all are active on Facebook or social media. उसमें आप लोगों ने ये वाले देखे हैं दो जो फंड रेजिंग होता है, कैंपेन्स होती है, फंड रेजिंग कैंपेन्स होती है, वो क्यों होती है? बिकॉज पीपल शो एम्पैथी, पीपल शो कंपैशन, एंड वो कब शुरू होता है? जब आप खुद इनिशिएटिव लेते हो. सो इन दिस अप्रोच, कटिंग इट शॉर्ट, आई विल टेल यू, I will exclude because she is not fulfilling all the 3 criteria given by the government. If I will include, it will open the Pandora's box and it will be legally not permissible. You have given one line to say why you could not include her, okay? But seeing her plight and pathetic condition, I will do XYZ things. I will try to connect with the other social security schemes. I will explore if she can be fit into. I will speak with my seniors to explore if we can help her out. I will try to connect with my batchmates who are in the heading the other departments, if any scheme we can bring her into. I will connect with the NGOs working for the welfare of the weaker sections. I will try to reach out to them and I'll tell them if we can support her for some days. Meanwhile, I will give something from my pocket. That type of approach needed. Can you give 500 rupees? Can you give? Or you can't give? We need such people who can lead the show. I will steer ahead. I will start a campaign to raise funds for her. And I will donate some amount from my own savings. And I will try to make her comfortable for time being, till the time we could fit her into any other scheme applicable. So that type of thought process we require. Last May conclusion may you give that this type of schemes are made or formed after due consideration and with the futuristic approach. However, a feedback can be given. A feedback system should be there so that we can take up those those beneficiaries who deserve to be included but who have been excluded. So एक इस तरह का हम गवर्नमेंट को भी अपना एक एजेंडा भेज सकते हैं. You got my point? So that should be the approach. Okay. So coming to the point why this was introduced to assess the moral fabric. People are morally enriched, but that does not mean you will tweak with the rules and you will land up in the thick soup. We also don't want people with the rigid attitude and the bureaucratic, what to say, those style where you are detached and you are disconnected with the masses. We have to have a balanced approach, out of box thinking, and an attitude where you try to help the people. When you are in the condition to help the people, or you are in the position to help the people, you should always come. You should go beyond the call of duty approach. We say it beyond the call of duty. मतलब मेरा काम इतना सा है पढ़ाना, तो मैं पढ़ा दूं, बस बात खत्म हो गया. मेरा काम है स्कूल जाना, टीचर हूं मैं टीचिंग करूंगा, बात खत्म हो गया. उसमें मेरा एक बच्चा स्टूडेंट है जो बहुत इंटेलिजेंट है, ठीक है, एंड वो आना छोड़ दिया, मैंने कोई मतलब नहीं है क्यों नहीं आ रहा है. इफ आई विल इंक्वायर, आई विल कम टू नो कि उसके घर में कोई नहीं है, उसके फादर कोरोना से डेथ हो गई है, उसकी माँ उसको लेके मजदूरी पे निकल गई है. व्हाट शुड आई डू? मुझे करना चाहिए कुछ उसके लिए, या ठीक है कोई बात नहीं, कोई बात नहीं, मैं देश ऐसे चलता रहेगा. कुछ करोगे, नेशन बिल्डिंग होगा, बिकॉज यू हैव बीन गिवन द पोजीशन टू हेल्प आउट. एंड वो पोजीशन जब भी आपके पास होगी, you should always be in that position where taking care of your own interest, you will be able to help the people out. That should be the approach. Okay, so in this paper you need to display those qualities where you try to show that yes, this person has those qualities where we can give impetus to the social security schemes implementation. Later on, you will, in senior position, you will be drafting those policies. So अगर आपके माइंडसेट में ऐसा होगा कि मुझे हेल्प करना, तो आप कल को वो जो आप देख के आए हो, जहां पे तुम्हें लगता है कि यार ये बंदा ऐसा छूट गया था, इसको मैं इंक्लूड कर लूं, तो वो स्कीम भी आप पीपल से भी बनाओगे. ओके, नाउ where we like what to be read. So इसमें पेपर सेक्शन ए के लिए यू हैव टू रीड डेफिनेशंस थोरोली. उसमें भी डोंट ट्राई टू फ्रेम न्यू डेफिनेशंस, प्लीज अवॉइड. मैं तो यही बोलूंगा, जिस तरह से मैं क्वेश्चंस मतलब मार्क्स देख रहा हूँ लोगों के, उसके हिसाब से मुझे लगता है कि उन्होंने सेक्शन ए में टू द पॉइंट रट्टा मार के जो डेफिनेशन रट रखी है वो ठोकी है. प्लीज to the point, mug up those definitions and put. Don't try to frame any new definition, especially during the exam. At least people have already done it. People have already, like, what to say, exercised this option while making those new definitions in the exam. क्योंकि लोग पहले ही बोलते थे कि इस एग्जाम, इस पेपर के लिए पढ़ने की जरूरत नहीं है. लोगों ने ये बोला था पहले, और कईयों ने, आपको सीनियर्स जो टॉपर्स है वो भी ये बोलते हैं कि आई डिडंट रीड, बट आई कैन गिव द गारंटी, बिना पढ़े ये पेपर हो ही नहीं सकता, स्पेशली सेक्शन ए. बट जब सेक्शन ए प्रिपेयर होगा तभी आप सेक्शन बी को हैंडल कर सकते हो, केस स्टडीज को. सो फर्स्ट थिंग इज बी प्रैक्टिकल. आइडियलिस्ट वर्सेस प्रैक्टिकल अप्रोच में भी इश्यू आते हैं, बट बी प्रैक्टिकल, मग अप दोज डेफिनेशंस थोरोली. टाइम लिमिट का ध्यान रखो, वर्ड लिमिट का ध्यान रखो, एंड एग्जाम्पल्स कोट करना. उसमें एग्जाम्पल्स नॉट ओनली महात्मा गांधी, नेल्सन मंडेला एंड ऑल. ट्राई टू पिक अप practical examples from day-to-day care life. Like a question was asked, what was the crisis of conscience? The crisis of conscience is something where you have the crisis in your conscience, कि आप कुछ ऐसा एक्ट कर रहे हो जो कि आपका मन नहीं मानता उस चीज को. Like somebody, like what to say, आपने जंप किया है रेड सिग्नल, एंड रेड सिग्नल जंप किया, हवलदार इज आस्किंग फॉर, अगर आपको पकड़ लिया हवलदार ने, ट्रैफिक हवलदार, एंड ही इज आस्किंग फॉर 200 रुपीज. वो बोलता है कि आप 200 रुपए दोगे तो मैं आपका चालान बना दूंगा, नहीं तो आप 100 रुपीज दे दो मुझे, ऐसे ही मैं चालान नहीं बनाऊंगा. So this is the crisis of conscience. Now you have committed an offense. Are you morally strong to give 200 rupees, or you will say यार 100 रुपए तो बच रहे हैं ना, 100 रुपए दे देता हूँ इसको. Here what would you do? Yes, Aishwarya, what would you do? 200 रुपए का चालान कटाओगे या 100 रुपए देके निकल लोगे? Aishwarya. Okay. Pallav, you tell me yaar. Okay. Amrita. Okay. So what I mean to say, इस तरह के क्राइसिस ऑफ कंसाइंस जब भी आएंगे आपको प्रैक्टिकल अप्रोच देना पड़ेगा. अब इसमें आप कोट कर दो कि some days back I was asked, I jumped the red signal and this episode happened, so I gave 200 rupees. So such examples are required. Examples are required from day-to-day care life, personal life, professional life, and the other professionals life. किसी डीएम ने क्या किया है, किसी डीसी ने क्या किया है, किसी एसपी ने क्या किया है, किसी सिविल सर्वेंट ने कोई बियॉन्ड द कॉल ऑफ ड्यूटी एक्शन किया है. That has to be quoted in your examples and in your case studies. So examples are required, and expression is very, very important. Last point related to this paper is to finish this paper well in time, well in word limit, and inclusion of the examples. Now somebody asked me, can we put the diagrams? Very funny question. I don't think so. Diagrams are required here. Flow chart you can give because it will save the words, it will save the time. But diagrams are not required at all. Examples are very much required. You have to put examples in your section A also, and you can give in section B also. Not an issue. But try to address the core demand of the question. Practice and practice. Mix and match approach. Section A, 2 questions. Come to section B, finish off your case studies. Then come to section A, finish it off. Okay. Any questions? I'm done with the concept of paper 4. Any question? Yes, please. Any question? अरे पूछो, कुछ तो पूछ लो. Anybody is having any question? Should we wind it up? Okay then. Thank you very much, and pleasure talking to you guys. Hopefully you will do well in this paper. Anytime if you need any help, you can reach out to me, and I can only say all the best. Do well, practice and practice. This paper requires right attitude and behavior, which has to be displayed in your writing part. So just take mocks, prepare well, and you can like for evaluation also you can send to me. I can give you the inputs and just make it better. For definitions, you can Google, you can search on the internet. There are succinct definitions. Mug it up and pour it. Case studies, be realistic, be practical, and to the point. Okay then, thank you very much. Bye bye. Take care.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.